Coming up on Patriots Today, I want to talk about another possible trade idea involving a top receiver in the NFL, and that's going to be Cincinnati Bengals Tee Higgins. I am your host, Allie Barefoot. I know we've talked a lot about Brandon Ayuk, possibly even a Courtland Sutton. I know we're trying to possibly figure out a wide receiver one here for the New England Patriots, but I just want to preface real quick. I think the Patriots wide receiver room has a lot of potential. However, if they want to give Drake Maye an immediate impact target, well, then you got to create a trade. So let's talk about that here. First things first, here is our July-like battle in between Giants now, Steelers, Patriots, and Vikings. Unfortunately, we are in third place right now, but we can completely change that with this video. Go on ahead, hit that like button for me. Let's try and get 200 likes to really put us up there competing for at least for second place with Steelers talk right now in Jacksbury. So let's get this thing started and hit that like button for me. All right, here's the latest from Ian Rappaport on Tee Higgins and the situation with he and the Bengals. It has appeared evident for some time, but for clarity. The Bengals and star wide receiver Tee Higgins will not do an extension by Monday's deadline. This is on July 14th. He signed his franchise tag. He'll play on it, then be one of the top free agents in 2025 off season. So if he's looking to not stick around at Cincinnati, let's talk about a possible trade for the New England Patriots to go on ahead and ramp that up, get him out of Cincinnati, and bring him to New England for Drake Maye. Because Bleacher Report suggests that the Patriots could be interested in Tee Higgins. Why would you not be? That is the most obvious statement I have ever heard. They've already been calling, literally have already called several times on Brandon Ayuk. Elliott Wolf has already talked about how he wants to bring a top wide receiver into the franchise. So why not go out and get Tee Higgins? Here's what Bleacher Report had to say. The New England Patriots could be willing to bet on Higgins given their long-standing lack of a true number one receiver. And that's not wrong. I understand that there are a lot of wide receivers competing for the top 5, top 6 positions, and honestly competing for that number one wide receiver overall. But the Patriots in June were actually the second highest odds to receive Tee Higgins in a trade scenario. Obviously, Higgins sticking around, playing the last season with the Bengals, and then entering free agency in 2025 like we saw. Commanders at plus 650 doing the same things there with Jaden Daniels as the Patriots are trying to do for Drake Maye. Arizona Cardinals and the Las Vegas Raiders who are kind of right now trying to figure out what to do with Devontae Adams. So I can see the Patriots calling really quick to acquire somebody like Tee Higgins. But here's what CBS Sports had to say about possibly bringing this wide receiver to New England. The Patriots currently have the most cap space in the entire league at the moment, $43.7 million per overthecap.com. And they have a dire need at their wide receiver position. Their wide receiver room at the moment is led by veteran Kendrick Bourne, veteran KJ Osborne, second-year receiver Pop Douglas, 2024 second-round rookie Jalen Polk, 2024 fourth-round rookie Javon Baker, and journeyman Jalen Reagor. So when you hear those names, yes, I think Bourne's going to have a good year. I'm very excited for the 2 draft picks, Jalen Polk and Javon Baker. KJ Osborne, wide receiver 3 in the Vikings, could beef up to be possibly a wide receiver 2 here for the Patriots, but not really anything that pops out the way that Tee Higgins does on paper. When you look at his last 4 years. I mean, you cannot tell me you're not drafting Tee Higgins in your fantasy league. This is what I'm talking about. He is a 2-time 1,000-yard receiver. Right now, the Patriots are very slim, if not any, 1,000-yard receivers in their receiver room. 42 receptions last year, did get injured. That's why I only played 12 games. 656 yards, averaged 15.5 yards after catch. I love this. And 5 touchdowns as well. When you look at somebody like a Tee Higgins, who knows what to do once he does have that ball, he's going to be able to be an outlet for Drake Maye's extremely strong arm. He averages 15 yards per catch. That's telling me he can do the go routes. He can do the deep balls. He can do something a little bit different the Patriots have in their wide receiver room right now. If you want the Patriots to trade for Tee Higgins, it is very simple. Like this video. You never know what Tee Higgins is doing. If he somehow comes across Patriots Today by Chat Sports, sees all the likes, sees all the love, well, then maybe that'll convince him to come on over to New England. We can always hope. So go on ahead, like this video for us. It also helps us in our like battle against Steelers, Giants, and Vikings right now. So let's talk about that. Who would be the Patriots wide receiver one? Because when you look at the resources that Drake Maye or Jacoby Brissett have, there's not a bona fide wide receiver one. That has been a weakness of the Patriots in this offseason, is trying to figure out who's going to break through and be that main target. And when I look at the top 5 receivers, in my opinion, on this roster right now, you got Pop Douglas, who's more of a slot receiver. So, yeah, he could benefit as a wide receiver one, but he kind of is limited to the inside. Kendrick Bourne, he's more of your quick slants. He's more of your 10 yards, less than 10 yards, give and go kind of type of guy. You can play on the outside, but as of right now, he's going to be your wide receiver one. The only thing I'm not a huge fan of Kendrick Bourne is the deep ball. I don't like him necessarily on those go routes. You got Polk and Javon, who are rookies. So yes, they could be your wide receiver one, but we don't actually know what they're going to look like in the NFL just yet. KJ Osborne, he's more of your physical receiver. He's more of a run blocker. KJ Osborne, in my opinion, is probably not going to be the wide receiver one for the Patriots. He was most recently wide receiver 3 for the Vikings, and maybe, just maybe, he can pull up in that depth chart, but overall, this isn't giving me bona fide, this is my top target. Drake Maye needs a big play threat. We're not 100% sure what 2 out of the 5 top receivers in this room right now are going to do in the NFL. We know what Tee Higgins does. We have seen it. He has been a crucial threat for Joe Burrow in big-time plays for the last few seasons. This came from Next Gen Stats last year in the middle of a game. Every one of Tee Higgins' 8 targets were over 10 yards downfield. Perfect. Give me that first down wide receiver. Intermediate, 5 targets, 3 receptions, 40 yards, and a touchdown on 5 targets and 3 receptions. His deep, though, was 3 targets, 1 reception, 21 yards, and still a touchdown. This is proving I can get a first down or I can get a 40-yard bomb from Drake Maye's arm to a touchdown type of scenario with your top target and your wide receiver one being Tee Higgins. Higgins' game-tying touchdown was a tight window target, which you know Drake Maye excels in hitting that wide receiver in areas where the cornerback cannot reach it. And his 5th tight window touchdown since 2022, tied for 3rd in the NFL. This is going to give Drake Maye an unlimited amount of resources to help him develop and grow as an NFL quarterback in only his first season in the NFL. But what would it cost, right? We got to talk about the trade. And Bleacher Report actually originally had this trade idea involving Demario Douglas. I didn't want to put Pop Douglas in there. Respectfully, I don't think you need to. I think if you give a 2nd-round pick and a 4th-round pick, which is about the same you would be offering somebody like Brandon Ayuk, you would offer Tee Higgins at 25 years old to get him to come to the New England Patriots. Possibly Cincinnati Bengals may want a player-for-player, including picks. I'm not sure. I don't even know if I would want to give up Pop Douglas. I don't know if the Patriots would do that. But Tee Higgins would elevate the Patriots almost immediately. Would you accept this trade? Type A for accept, type D for decline. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And while you guys are thinking about that, whether you want to go up some draft picks for Tee Higgins, let me just show you real quick the depth chart with Tee Higgins. Oh, this just sends chills down my spine. I love this. Now you've got Pop Douglas right there in that slot, giving you more of an option. Jalen Polk, who can still be a top target for the Patriots if they want him to at wide receiver 3, but you're still not sure what he's going to do in the NFL. You put Kendrick Bourne to switch in and out with Tee Higgins. You got Jalen Reagor, Javon Baker. You can still possibly have somebody like Kayshon Boutte, who's going to be fighting for his 5th, 6th spot here in the wide receiver depth chart. I think this would be incredible. You can weave in KJ Osborne wherever you see fit, but the main thing here is Tee Higgins being your wide receiver 1. It can still give some room for Pop and Jalen Polk to get some targets, but it's not 110% on their shoulders and gives Drake Maye the room to develop, the room to grow. Because as of right now, yes, Jacoby Brissett is looking like QB1. It's not going to be for the whole season. There's no way in hell, unless Jacoby Brissett has magically turned into a Super Bowl contending quarterback, then yes, that'll happen. But I don't see that playing out this year. You give Drake Maye these resources. You completely avoid any type of a Mac Jones situation. You get a top receiver in New England, which it's been years since I felt like the New England Patriots have had. And not to mention a 2-time 1,000-yard receiver. It's going to be a good year. But we'll have to wait and see. With that being said, go on ahead and like today's video. Like I said, we're in a like battle throughout the month of July. And if you guys want Tee Higgins to be a New England Patriot, go on ahead and hit that thumbs up.